What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. In today's video, I'm going to talk about a couple articles that I read regarding the closure of restaurants. If you watched a previous video of mine, I'll place it somewhere on the screen about Red Lobster. Red Lobster, the finito, the finale of the cheddar biscuit. It is gone. It is out the window. It is finito. Finito burrito, if that makes any doggone sense. I was reading this article about California's fast food restaurants. California's fast food restaurants have cut over 10,000 jobs thanks to state's $20 minimum wage. The California's fast food restaurants have slashed nearly 10,000 jobs because of the state's new $20 minimum wage, as struggling franchises cut labor costs and raise prices, to survive, a major trade group said on Thursday. You know, restaurants already work off of really tough and tight margins. It's a tight margin business. If you're a mom and pop shop, you gotta keep the food fresh. You got to make sure that it stays fresh by the time that the consumer purchases it. And if people aren't purchasing it, then the food's going to go bad. Then you got to get rid of it. So places like, Red Lobster that I talked about earlier, there's some closures happening with Chili's. There's some closures happening with some pizza chain restaurants, which we'll get into in a little bit. But the rising labor costs, the costs of goods, the margins are tight. So it's tough for these restaurants, even these big box restaurant businesses, to stay in business. And, it doesn't help that in 2019, there was this thing called the pandemic. So it was called the pandemic, and it introduced a new form of the way that we order food. And that is Uber and DoorDash. Uber and DoorDash rose up on the scene after 2019. Yo, I'm hitting some rhymes, but they flung on the scene after 2019. And during COVID, some of these restaurants closed and they sublet their kitchen to ghost kitchens. I did a crazy cool expose on some ghost kitchens. I'll place one of my favorite ones somewhere on the screen or in the description below. Really cool because during COVID, the kitchens weren't being used. So they set up these ghost kitchens. Ghost kitchens are kitchens or restaurants that are only order takeout or delivery only, no in seating. And you could order food. It comes to your house, and it was a cool new concept. And then it kept the lights on and the business going, and people able to pay the lease on these buildings. Back to this article. McDonald's joins popular chain restaurants who have raised their prices following California's minimum wage hike. Several major chains, including McDonald's, Burger King, and low-cost favorite food like In-N-Out. People are crazy. People are in uproar about the In-N-Out prices in California. It's California. California is crap anyways. Sorry to anybody or my friends and family that live in California, but man, my dad lives up in Tracy, and he tells me about the situation in the Bay Area, and it's gnarly. Chipotle recently got they were getting hit because they were being stingy on the rice and the beans, the fajitas, the meats, and so much so that it created these viral videos of people going into Chipotle and pulling out their phone like this and recording the Chipotle workers dump food because they were getting so much backlash on Twitter and on social media platforms because they were being so cheap with their food, that when people had their phones out, they weren't being cheap with their food because they didn't want the bad press. I'm going to go into this video with PBD here, PBD Valuetainment Podcast. Shout out to PBD. So this video right here is going to talk about the rise in stock and usage in with Uber Eats. Uber Eats, one of several experimental services trialed in 2014, accompanied rideshare with food ordering, and now when you order your food on Uber Eats, they can stop off at the grocery store and get you a soda pop or something too.
And just one by one, let's look at each chart. Keep going. Okay, let me look at that. What it says, the statistic at the top, right there in the middle. It had, Uber Eats generated $12.1 billion in 2023, 11-year increase. Uber Eats gross booking. Okay, so that's the numbers. Go lower, Rob. Check this out. Keep going. There it is. Okay, zoom out. All right, so that's revenues from Uber Eats from 2018 to now. Look at Q1 2020. Do you see what's Q1? When did COVID happen? Second week of March.
The dip right there.
So they felt it. But COVID launched
Uber
Eats business to the stratosphere.
Oh.
Go lower. Okay, so right there with the revenues for go up a little bit, Rob. Go up. You just had it right there. So this is
check out this revenue share. So in 2019, when COVID happened, $1.9 billion in annual revenue. Then in 2020, $4.8 billion in revenue. Then 2021, $8.3 billion in revenue. And 2022, $10.9 billion in revenue. And in 2023, $12.1 billion in revenue. This is insane.
Revenue for them. This is to Uber Eats. To increase from 20, not the real number. Keep going. That's what Uber Eats made. Revenue to them. But go down to how much revenue was the food. Go lower, Rob. This is the actual bookings. Okay? Look at that. 3.1 billion to 7.9 billion to 14.5 billion to 30.2 billion to 51.6, 55.7, $67.8 billion. Wow. That's money going away from somebody. So COVID.
So it's going away, from the restaurants because they don't have turn down service anymore, or turnaround service. I don't know the proper terms, but when, the restaurant table turns. So when you go into a restaurant, you sit down, you eat food, maybe you order dessert, maybe you drink some alcohol. With Uber Eats, you're not drinking alcohol. You're not ordering extra things, appetizers on the menu and things like that. So the revenue and shares in regards to the market have significantly decreased for restaurant owners. Now, I'm going to link this article in the description below so you can check it out. But it breaks down the entire the cost of goods leaving restaurants and then going towards Uber. And this is one of the main reasons why a lot of these restaurants are closing. I was also reading that in this there was this restaurant, brand new, beautiful building that had opened up in the southwest area of Las Vegas, and it is called the Uncommons. And the Uncommons had this really cool restaurant. It was like a really cool concept. It was like an eatery, cafeteria kind of vibe. You sit down at the table, you click the barcode, and then you're able to order from like 10 or 12 different restaurants. But they're actually closing. And here's the news feed from that.
It lasted about a year, but a popular food hall in the Uncommons is closing for good. The Sundry in the Southwest Valley near Durango in the 215. It's located right across the street from the newly opened Durango Casino and Resort. 8 News Now reporter Mary Jane Bellieza with what's next for that space.
Only after a year of it being open, the Sundry is closing. The unique food hall is part of the Uncommons community with residences, retail, and dining. While an attraction for locals and tourists, many wondering what happened. Makia Macaluso.
So with the Sundry, it was a live, work, play kind of vibe. They have condos, they have townhomes, something like that in the area of the Sundry. And they're they're closing down right across directly from across the street. A new casino, a new Stations Casino opened up. Kudos to them. Durango Casino, probably one of the coolest casinos, not on the Strip, opened up, and it is architecturally really cool, designs awesome, and they opened up a food hall that has like 30 different restaurants. To me, a little bit better of quality food, a lot better service because they're a bigger conglomerate, and I think that one was one of the main causes for the Sundry to close down. Believe it or not, there was this article. There was this article again in the New York Post about Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut abruptly shuts. What is this? My Red Lobster video up. Pizza Hut abruptly shuts 15 locations. 120 more are seen to be in danger. Pizza Hut has abruptly shuttered 15 locations in the Midwest, with more than 120 other locations at risk of closing. Oh my gosh. Do you guys, Pizza Hut, when I was a kid, I remember Pizza Hut. One of the cool, fond memories that I have about Pizza Hut is their Pizza Hut buffet, super good. Buffets are gone since pandemic. But the Pizza Hut buffet was awesome. I think there was only a couple left in the Midwest. And I remember in school, if you got good grades or you read X amount of books, you got these stars, and with those stars you'd be able to go into Pizza Hut. And this fond memory that I have is I remember going to Pizza Hut with my grandfather, and because of the stars that I received from school, I was able to receive a free personal pan pizza, and the personal pan pizza was off the chain, man. Off the chain. It was absolutely delish. How many of you guys remember the personal pan pizza and the Pizza Hut buffet? So Pizza Hut abruptly moves to shutter 15 restaurants Northwest Indiana on Friday. 142 locations of Pizza Hut in Illinois, Indiana, Georgia, South Carolina, Wisconsin were accused of defaulting millions of dollars in payments that were allegedly owed to Pizza Hut by June. So it looks like there was a franchise dispute, which, is unfortunate because it just kind of stems with these continuous restaurant closures. And it sucks because, Pizza Hut, pretty solid. I would say it's a solid restaurant in regards to commercial style pizza. Let me know if you guys remember this commercial right here.
One pizza.
Regular price.
The 4 more pizzas are each?
$4.
What about a Supreme?
Regular
And
price.
a pepperoni loaf?
$4.
How about 3 sausage pizzas?
Regular price, $4. $4.
5
Dude.
Super Supremes.
Regular price, $4. $4.
For a limited time, first pizza regular price up to 4 more, just $4 each.
Dude, $4 for a pizza. Holy smokes. A pizza now is like freaking $18 for decent style pizza. Man, when the stuffed crust came out, I do remember the stuffed crust. The stuffed crust was absolutely pure epicness. But I'd love to know your thoughts, on Uber. Back to the Uber situation. Uber, on average, orders take about anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes. And let me see if I can, looks like my audio, I'm having some issues with my audio. So let me know if there's some issues. Let's see. So Uber Eats takes about 20, 30 minutes. Uber's valuation, Uber Eats has been valued over $20 million, although it's most likely to increase through 2020, it's 2023 now. The average consumer spends annually $220 on Uber Eats. I know that, with all the fees and all that good stuff, when you order Uber Eats, if you order a Jersey Mike's sandwich, shout out to Jersey Mike's though. When you order a Jersey Mike's sandwich, that's normally like $11. It comes out to $18, $19 with Uber Eats or DoorDash. With the rising costs of goods and inflation, it is crazy difficult for these restaurants to maintain status quo and to balance their P&Ls. I'd love to know your thoughts on particular restaurants in your area that have been closing and your favorite restaurants that have been closing. And if you haven't checked out the Red Lobster video, I'll go ahead and place that again somewhere on the screen about what actually sank the ship of Red Lobster. Only time will tell what will occur to restaurants moving forward into the end of 2024 into 2025 and beyond. Other than that, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.